Hi again, and thanks for pressing play. So let's talk about website security, specifically for WordPress. More than ever, the use of digital media and your website are on the rise, making security an even more critical part of your brand's health. In this video, I'll provide you with 4 quick tips to ensure that your WordPress website is more secure. So let's get started. Number 1, how strong is your password? This is the number 1 area for improvement that I see with WordPress websites. Hackers are very sophisticated at cracking passwords, and despite that, people continue to use weak passwords. So here are a couple recommendations for creating a better, stronger password for your WordPress site. First one is don't use the same password that you use for everything else. If your password gets compromised elsewhere, you are putting your website at risk. So have a different password for your website. The second tip here is use a combination of unrelated words along with numbers and special characters. For example, asparagus rainbow 276, which sounds kind of crazy, but it's a great password, can become this. And for a deeper dive into creating better passwords, check out this article, and I'll post a link in the comments below. Number 2, for the love of Pete, stop with the generic usernames. Hackers love when you help them do their jobs. And if you're using admin or any variation of it as your WordPress username, change it as soon as possible. So what are the elements of a great username? Use a combination of letters, numbers, special characters, hyphens, and underscores. Get creative, mix up elements. The more complicated, the better. And if you need some ideas for brainstorming a unique username, check out this username generator. Number 3, enable two-factor or multi-factor authentication. So this is not a password. Think of two-factor or multi-factor authentication as an additional locking key on your website. How's it work? Well, after the initial setup, it's as simple as logging into your website with your password. And then, depending on the authentication tool you use, you'll be required to enter a unique, time-sensitive code into the WordPress login screen. So here's an example of how two-factor authentication looks when I log into the lumenmarketing.com WordPress dashboard. I'm asked for my username and password, but you can also see in the third field that we're using Google Authenticator. When I'm ready, I open the Google Authenticator app on my smartphone. A 6-digit time-sensitive code will appear. Enter that code into the WordPress login screen, and you're good to go. Number 4, update your WordPress theme and plugins regularly. So I like to think of the WordPress environment like a refrigerator. You want the food in your refrigerator to stay fresh. So what's the food in this analogy? Well, these are the plugins you use on your website, as well as the plugins that are installed but not in use. Just like food that can become old, stale, or worse yet, moldy, you need to update your plugins and delete or throw out the ones that aren't being used. Old, out-of-date plugins make your website more vulnerable to hackers. And while we're discussing elements that can become stale, make sure you're also updating your WordPress theme and the WordPress core to their latest versions. All right, so there you have it, 4 tips to make your WordPress website more secure. Now you can find links to the articles and resources that I mentioned in this video down below in the comments. And if you run into any problems, give us a shout. We're here to help.